So today I am driving the Smugglers Notch and I am attempting the S.N.U.G.L Little Spoon Edition. This includes 16 pitches of technical ice climbing up to WI3, WI4. There's like one pitch at WI4, maybe. We'll see what happens. How the ice is formed will really dictate that. I am attempting to do it solo unsupported, so should be interesting. I've done majority of the climbs. There are a few that I have not done and have not ever looked at before today. So a little on-sighting, little repeats. I've soloed some of them individually before. This all came from, so the original thought, my buddy Ben Palladino was talking about the Smugglers Notch Gully Linkup, which included starting at Elephant's Head, climbing that, coming down, going across to Hidden, climbing Hidden, coming down Easy, and then going up Jeff's and finishing on E&T. Those are some of the most climbs in the Notch. But earlier this season, actually about a week ago, I met someone who I saw out last year, but didn't really talk too much to, just met him in a belay, Isaac Bernstein. And he, I was talking to him about it, and he told me about something that him and his buddy Dylan Garvey did last year in February, and they did the S.N.U.G.L Little Spoon Edition, the Smugglers Notch Ultimate Goalie Linkup. So I was immediately hooked and was like, okay, well that's the bigger, grander version of what I was already planning to do. So I'm just gonna do that instead. So the Smugglers Notch Ultimate Goalie Linkup includes, I think the way that I'm gonna do it today is I'm gonna start at Hunter and his dog's goalie, and then I'm gonna go from H&D to Elephant's Head, and then from Elephant's Head down to Territory, and then from Territory back up to Hidden. Hidden traverses over and drops down into Easy, which then traverses over and climbs up Grand Confusion, and then from there drop down, go back over, climb A's Anguish in Rubble Goalie, and then from there drop down all the way to the bottom of the valley and climb Jeff's Slide, traverse over, and finish on E&T. In total, it's about 16 pitches is what Isaac said. I have not actually counted it out for myself. But yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see. Today's like a test run, attempt to one. We'll see what ends up happening. It'd be sweet if it just went in one go, but I feel that's unlikely due to never having climbed A's Anguish, Rubble Goalie, or Grand Confusion. I feel like it's all within my reach. The only one I'm really concerned about is A's Anguish. It forms up as a pillar, as a very, very steep pillar, and there are parts of it that are WI4. So that could get interesting. However, based on the photos and things like that, there are WI3 ways around the WI4, and that'll just be something that I have to judge when I get there, which should be a lot of fun. but I'm excited, and I was trying to get an earlier start, but you know, the bed was a little warm for me to get up that early. I also really didn't want to be doing any climbing in the dark, so who knows. I think once it hits sunset, I'm gonna call it and just head down. So around like 4, I really don't want to be out in the dark today. I have my headlamp. I have every possibility to be out in the dark and it be safe and whatnot. I just have not a ton of interest in pushing past. The only way that happens is if it's like, oh, I have Jeff's slide and ENT left and it's starting to go down. You know, like I've finished all the harder parts, and then I just need to wrap up 2 really quick ones to get it all done. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. They did it in 16 hours last year, which is a long time. They stashed bags and they started and they pitched out everything. I am obviously not planning to pitch out everything. That would be so much more time being solo. I think it would be nice to do it in under 8. That's the big goal. I think I could do it in 5 if I moved really fast, and the ice was really good. But I think it's going to be a lot dependent on the ice and how that looks. But I'm going to shoot for like 6-ish hours, try and keep that pace. It's like roughly a little bit less than 3 pitches an hour. So you know, woohoo! Well, we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, until my next one. So this is everything I used on the S.N.U.G.L Little Spoon on Friday. It's now Sunday, so things have been dried out and laid out. But this is everything. My harness, Mammut, Zephyr, altitude harness, Petzl, leashes, 2 screws, Mammut, Alpine blade of ice, Mortawan blade of ice, some new Petzls, attaches. I guess these aren't the attaches. What are these? The Rocha. Yeah. A few extra carabiners, micro tracks, a few slings. This one was for in case I needed to back up or set up a anchor on a tree or something or another if I need to replace anything. It's quad length. This one was my direct. I had it doubled over and then had a figure 8 knot in the center of it for my extended rappel and direct. And then this sling just kind of lived on my harness and in my bag for the second half after my gloves wetted out. Helmet, I only carried this water bottle with me. That one I stashed at the base with extra water in it. I had 2 Pro bars, headlamp with a few extra batteries, hot hands, life-saving sunglasses. I had a hat that I wore in and then I stashed, and I wore the balaclava the rest of the time. Gloves-wise, I walked up, emergency mittens, first half of the day, second half of the day. These things are definitely have seen better days.
Um, they're quite worn and weathered, and they're awesome. I would recommend these to anyone that has them or wants to get into ice climbing. They are super awesome, and they can do a lot. Emergency and then hike in. Darn tough socks. Petzl I have mine wrapped in 888 tape. Just makes it easier, not as cold on the hands and grippy, which I enjoy. A little bit of extra weight to them, but it's not the end of the world. I have other areas that I should be dropping weight in. Osprey Mutant 38, sick bag. Thuya, sick mid layer. Mammut Tice? Something or another. Pants, soft shells. Nordawan hard layers. Blue Ice crampons in offset dual front points. Mammut Nordawan boots. The 6000s, they are beefy. 6mm static glacier line and 7.5 double rope. This was everything that I brought with me, and everything that I needed for the day. I forgot to include my base layers in the first video, but merino wool icebreaker base layers, those things are awesome.
Leaving the parking lot now. I'll check the time in a second because I didn't. But it's a beautiful day in the Notch. So hopefully this goes well. Start the timer when I hit the gate. Alrighty. Here goes nothing. There's a few sucker holes in the sky. Dishes are good, baby. Oh, beautiful. Whew. I have passed mystery wall, booking it up. Whew. I'm excited. No one knows I'm doing this besides Kirsten. I've given her prep on what to do if anything goes wrong, check-in times and all that jazz. Hardest part about this is just gonna be the walking. I don't like walking. I debated touring in with my climbing boots attached to my pack, but decided against it. Figured I'd just do it straight up. Mountaineering boots. Oh, I do wish I had some lighter ones though. I have Mammut double boots, and they're awesome for cold days. I have very little complaints. However, they are a bit heavy for light and fast, which is the goal for today. Stoked though. Ooh, sun's painting the Notch. Oh, there's Jeff's. Hit that later. Long ways to get there. Alright, bye. 20 minutes. I'm at the parking lot. It's a beautiful day. Thus it begins. H&D, baby. H&D. Hunter and his dog down. On to Elephant's Head. Feeling good. Had a good time on that one. I realized that I was going up playground first, and I had to backtrack a little bit. So, all things considered, moving okay. Took me about 30 minutes to get up the 2 pitches and back down. Pretty good for an on-site. So moving to Elephant's Head, and then over to Territory. That's gonna be a lot of slugging. That one's far off. And then back up to Hidden, and then over and across, down easy. Either way, I gotta move. Gotta make up for a little bit of lost time. Alrighty. On to the next one. Beautiful day. Good sticks. Oh, keep it moving. Elephant's Head. There's Territory right there. There's some people on the other side of on Ragnarok, and I didn't want to vlog for them to hear me. Doing okay. About 2 hours in now. Hopefully I'll make it back down this pretty fast. Should be some easy, pretty quick climbing. Descent should be pretty straightforward. I've done it 4 or 5 times now. So yeah, Territory looks good. That's where we'll be heading next. Not as far off the road as I thought it was going to be, so that's good. Yeah, easy to find too. I don't know why I've never looked at that or climbed it before. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Pretty stepped. WI2 into the WI3, maybe a little bit. We'll see. It's always steeper up close. Yeah, and then it's on to Hidden, and then it's on to the tough stuff. The big line, which is Grand Confusion. That one will be interesting. It's the one that I'm most worried about. That and A's Anguish. Those 2 lines are going to be the bigger lines for me. Alrighty. Well, away I go. I'm at Territory now. Pushing it. It's definitely getting a little, clean off my cameras. It's definitely getting some fatigue just from walking so much. There's a party over on the top of Ragnarok over there. But it took the entirety of me climbing Elephant's Head for them to make it to the top, that last pitch. So hopefully I'll be down back to the road before they hit the road. Moving a bit slower than expected, or than I wanted to. Probably right on par with where I expected. I am gonna be out here a little bit longer. I still have the bulk of it in front of me. This will be pitch number 5 down. But it'll be okay. I'll be cruising. Woo. Woo. Top of Territory in like 10 minutes. Rappelling down now. This climb was sick. Oh, it took not so hard, like medium line. That was a 6 stick. It's like hollow under there. I just put it straight through. It's my way up. These cool parasol features. And then you hear it really rushing there. But yeah, but all in all, this climb was sick. This part here was definitely the best part. Look at these sick parasol features. Oh, I'd love to come back to this and climb some of the harder lines.
on lead. Oh. I came up right through here. Oh. That route's a bit easier, but this ice was just too good enough not to take advantage of it. Anywho, alrighty, head back down to the road and then over to Hidden. And my arm doesn't bend that way. Over to Hidden. And after Hidden, it's on to the hard stuff. Woo! Exciting. Soaked. Time to switch to these things. Doing well. Feeling good. Keep it moving. At the base of Hidden. Ready to roll. That's playground there. And I did H&D. Maybe I'll go back and do playground because that's a Gully. Like, you know, for all intents and purposes. Anywho, Elephant's Head, territory's down there. Going up Hidden. Bring my bag with me because I'm not coming back down to the spot. Shout out to the skier that boot packed all the way up here and broke trail. That was sick and saved me so much time. I would have been a lot farther behind than I am now. I need to get moving though. So adios. I just dropped my snow in the my phone in the snow. So I don't know how good this video is gonna turn out. But topped out Hidden, traversing over to easy now. A lot of powder. My legs are so soaked. But it's okay. We're still doing okay. Still warm. Shout out my base layers. Shout out man for this amazing gear. Oh shit, that's a tree well. My left knee is feeling a little funky. It's been a little funky recently. So we'll see how much further I make it into this. Shit, that's another tree well. Son of a bitch. Oh, there we go. That's a tree well. But, yeah. I did a little hyperextension on Mount Washington. So, my knee has been not the best recently, but that's okay. Oh, there's easy. Looks like the military was using it. So, yeah, making okay time. It's 2. That means, I am, oh gosh, 9 to 14 is what? 5 hours in? Yeah. Oh, one of my loops caught. Oh, thank goodness, it's just the end. Anywho, toodles.
The first part of Grand Confusion was easy WI3, good sticks, good ice, classic pure ice climbing. When I got to the center, it was this kind of like ramped section in the center. That's where the bail anchor was. I hung out there for a moment and sized up the upper section, scoped out like what line I wanted to climb, The upper section was awesome. It was this umbrella of ice. It was like a curtain that was about 30 feet tall and about a foot thick. And it was so cool to climb. It was really solid. It had seemingly frozen up more since I talked to the group prior. And I just tackled it. I took it on the left side of it where it was connected to the base a bit more. It wasn't as stepped or icicle-y on the left side, so I took that route, and it was the best Gully of the day. It was the best climbing. It was pure vertical ice climbing. It was so sweet. Really proud of that one, and really proud that I ended up finishing it and taking it all the way to the chains. And I got a little bit of booty from the bail anchor. I don't have much to say about Rebel Gully because I absolutely did not enjoy it. I finished it. I took it to the top, but it was smears of ice and turf shots, and I blunted both my crampons and my ice tools so many times on rocks, just trying to get anything that I could with my tools. It was not a fun experience. I was dragging a bit on this one, that's for sure. When I got to the base of Jeff's Slide, it was pretty dark, so I had my headlamp on, and I just got after it. I was fueled by seeing the finish line. It was awesome. Jeff's Slide went really well. It was in rare form. It's probably the thickest conditions that I've ever climbed it in. There was just ice everywhere. It was so nice. And so Jeff's Slide went pretty smoothly. Got up the first section pretty well. There was a lot of crust on the ice, so I traversed around to the right side of the second pitch pillar and then climbed up into the left and then finished it out to the belay tree, tagged the belay tree, and then traversed down to E&T. E&T has always been a fun one for me. I always have a blast climbing it. It's got this squeeze at the very end it's pretty cool. You kind of like squeeze and mantle your way through this thin gap to get up to the final anchor and finish the climb. And I was very excited to get past that squeeze and tag the tree and set up the rappel. I was feeling really good and was super excited.
Oh, well, my phone was almost dead and I needed it to update Kirsten on times, but fucking did it. I did everything except A's English. I wasn't soloing WI4. At least not that WI4. I didn't even get up. I looked at it from the ground and from Hunter, and I was like, no. But I did everything else. Oh, my knee fucking hurts. There's a lot of walking, a lot of downhill. Solo, unsupported, snuggle, little spoon, light, because I didn't do A's English, but oh god. 2,000 feet-ish plus. I don't know, I gotta tally it up, but I am stoked. Oh. See, I left at 9, took me about 10 hours. All my gear is frozen. Oh my gosh, I am soaked through. My legs were freaking frozen. Oh my gosh, soaked through so many things. These are my gloves, my first pair of gloves. They got soaked, and I had to switch them out for my Showas.
but holy moly, they're freaking frozen. Just a board. Yeah, I am beyond thrilled. I blunted everything. I have balls of ice everywhere. Oh, holy shit. Oh, this is definitely one of my biggest climbing achievements, for sure. I did it all solo, unsupported, with 2 pro bars and a smoothie for breakfast and that much water I drank. Oh gosh. Alrighty. Car to car, a little over 10 hours. My boots are freaking puddles of sweat at the moment. Oh my gosh, let's see. Alrighty, well, I am so happy to be done and to be on my way home. Super stoked.